Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm here today with some die-cut greeting cards. This is part of Card Showing on the 15th of the month, hosted by Alma Tyser and Maniac Grammy's Homestead. I thank you ladies for hosting this open collaboration. So I've got some friends with upcoming birthdays, so I wanted to make a few birthday cards. And I am a die-cutting girl. So I was trying to do my favorite part of crafting, die cutting, and channel some of the lessons that I've learned from casing, copying other people's cards, trying to make these more detailed. So I did use a piercing layer and a die cut layer, as well as layered greetings on this card. And I do like this color combination, and I like how these turned out. But after I got done, I thought they look a little plain. I really have not embraced enough of the layering that I love in other people's cards. So after I finished these, I did reconsider and go back and add some colorful butterflies to the front at the very, very end. And I thought that did improve them, but I would be interested to know what you think. Do you think the butterflies are a step up? Anyway, I also used some of the die cuts that came out of that die to decorate the inside of the card just a little bit. I thought that was kind of fun. And I will be sending these off to a couple of friends with autumn birthdays. So after I made these two die cut cards, I still had all of this colorful paper out, and I decided to make some hello cards. And so I made an inlaid die cut card using this folk dance die, as well as another layered greeting. And I used one of the die cut panels to just make a bonus card using those same colors. So inlaid die cuts, this is a very time-consuming, detailed process, which is not my usual thing at all, because I normally do not have the patience to do long, detailed processes. But basically, you cut out the outer frame, and then you cut out the inner pieces from other colors of paper, and then put them into that frame one at a time until you have inlaid all of the die cut openings. So I have seen every video offering tips and tricks on how to do inlaid die cutting. I think I've tried them all, but there's really nothing that makes that process fast or, in my opinion, easy. So not something I do very often, but it's a little like putting together a jigsaw puzzle or diamond painting or something like that. So I think it's a nice set of cards for these upcoming birthdays and to send as a happy greeting. So I certainly enjoyed doing the die cutting and making these cards. I am looking forward to seeing everyone else's card showings today, so I'll be checking out those videos by following that hashtag cardshowing15 of month. And I really have enjoyed seeing other people's creations as well because they're inspiring. Now I have been a little bit lacking in the craft time lately, and part of that is because I bought my mother a new car, and then I sold her old car. And in the process of doing this, I realized that we could not find her will, even though I know she has one. And we could not find the car title to the car she's been driving for 19 years. Had to send off to the state of Texas to get a new car title. Realized that I couldn't find her passport, her will, didn't have copies of her marriage license. I couldn't find copies of her birth certificate. And so my husband and I and my mother, we all have document safes. They're fire and water resistant boxes that are, I don't know, about the size of a DVD player. I mean, it's like the size of a piece of paper, but about 3 or 4 inches deep. And so I really thought that all of my mother's documents were in her fire and water resistant document box, but that was not the case. When I opened it up, what I found was a bunch of receipts for furniture, and I'm not even sure why she was saving those. So there's been a lot of work lately to get replacements for the missing documents. Like I said, I had to write off to the state of Texas for a new car title. And I eventually accidentally found copies of her birth certificate and marriage license, someplace they should not have been kept. So if you are older, or if your parents are older, I just want to encourage you to save yourself from this headache and go look now and see if you can find the important documents. And if you can't, if you take the time now to start gathering up those replacements, you will just save yourself a headache later, or you will save your kids a headache later. I'm assuming you actually like them. Because we actually had to go get a new will for my mom. And it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. But we did eventually get the new car title. I was able to sell her old car. I was really a little bit worried about that because one of the requirements for getting a new title is that you have a copy of a current unexpired state-issued identification for each person on the title. And in our case, that person was my dad, and he died in 2007. So I ended up sending the state just everything. My mother's ID, my father's death certificate, their marriage license, just on and on and on, and hope that somebody would have pity on us and send us the title, and they did. So, yay. Thank you, state of Texas. Just, it's been eye-opening. So these fire-resistant and water-resistant safes are not expensive. They do lock. I've got my key sticking out of mine and the key sticking out of my mother's, and we've written on the top of each of them that there's nothing valuable inside. It's literally just documents. So I think it's worthwhile. The fire and water resistant safes will resist an ordinary house fire or an ordinary flood. They're not going to resist wildfire or your house sitting in water for days at a time like a Katrina level flood. But, a short event, they will resist, and the documents inside will be protected. And I know that in my youth, a lot of people would use safety deposit boxes, but banks really, I don't know, it just seems like that is not a service they like to provide these days. It's expensive, and at least in my town, the last time we had a bad weather event, a lot of people lost stuff that was kept in bank safety deposit boxes because the banks flooded. So just give it some thought. But anyway, thanks for joining me today.